You've probably thought about how the entire system might be designed for you to remain broke. Sounds controversial, doesn't it? But what if I told you that since childhood, you've been conditioned to believe that working hard and following the rules is the only way to live a financially stable life? The truth is that the system wants to keep you trapped in that mindset. While you work day and night to pay bills, enrich brands, and buy what you don't need, those who understand the rules of the game are accumulating wealth and living with freedom. Are you willing to continue this way, or do you want to learn how the rich turn the tables? Believe me, it's not for lack of effort that you haven't yet achieved financial freedom. You've been taught to trade time for money, to save in a savings account, and to avoid risks. But what if all of this has been keeping you in the same place? It's time to question everything you've learned and start carving a new path. Want to know how to get out of this carousel that never takes you anywhere? Stay with me until the end, because today we're going to explore how knowledge can free you once and for all. When you live in survival mode, everything feels like a battle. Every financial decision, every choice about what to buy, is a matter of immediate necessity. This is the scenario many people find themselves in, always chasing the next paycheck just to pay bills and survive. And of course, in this cycle, there's little room to think about growth, investing, or even planning for the future. However, there is a way to break this cycle. By changing your mindset, you can shift from survival mode to attack mode. This doesn't just mean working harder, but rather learning to make money work for you. It's this transition that allows for true financial freedom. When you begin to see money not just as a means to pay bills, but as a tool for creating wealth, your life changes. That's when you start to see the value of investing in knowledge and in yourself. Instead of spending all your money on things that lose value over time, you begin to ask yourself, how can I make this money grow? It's at this point that financial planning and the search for extra income become priorities. A good idea is to start studying investments, like stocks or even real estate funds. The important thing is to understand that this movement doesn't happen overnight, but change begins with the decision to act differently. Those who understand this shift in posture know that knowledge is what makes the difference. When you learn to play the money game, you can make smarter, more directed decisions. Instead of going with the flow and just surviving, you start to carve your path toward wealth. The choice is yours: spend or build. The transition from survival mode to attack mode is the first step to breaking free from stagnation. It's about taking control of your destiny. It's a matter of breaking the chains of a mindset that teaches us to work, spend, and repeat, and starting to think about how we can make money work for us. If you're just surviving, it's hard to think about the future, but that's precisely where the secret lies. When you begin to invest in your future, the magic happens. And of course, all of this depends on you empowering yourself, learning, and making different choices. And it's this change in mindset that prepares us for the next step in this growth journey. The game starts to change when you decide to invest in yourself. Often, people associate the concept of wealth only with money, but the most successful people know that the greatest investment is what you make in your own growth. This involves seeking knowledge, improving your skills, and developing a success mindset. When you invest in your personal growth, you're laying the groundwork for smarter financial decisions and for opportunities that many can't even see. It's as if you're building a foundation that will support your future. And the best part is that this doesn't depend on large sums of money, but rather on dedication and focus. In addition to personal development, another essential path for those who want to build wealth is investing in businesses. It's no coincidence that many of the wealthiest people in the world are entrepreneurs or investors. This is because businesses not only generate extra income but also create assets that can grow exponentially over time. And you don't need a big business to start. It could be a small online store, a course you offer online, or even the sale of a specialized service that you excel at. The important thing is to shift from a consumption mentality and start thinking about how to create something that generates long-term value. The rich understand that money shouldn't be spent on things that depreciate over time, but rather on assets that generate returns. A simple example: instead of spending on luxury items that bring only temporary satisfaction, how about investing in your own business or in dividend-paying stocks? The key here is to use money as a means to buy time freedom in the future. When you start investing in yourself and in businesses, you open doors to a life with more options and fewer limitations. This is the true path to wealth, not just accumulating possessions that lose value. Investing in your personal growth and in businesses is not only a smart strategy, but also a way to create a life with more purpose. You stop chasing money and start making money chase you. When you acquire new knowledge, develop skills, and build something of your own, you create the scenario for that. And this type of investment, unlike material goods, only grows over time. This is the kind of mindset that transforms lives and generates real, lasting wealth. And, of course, when you start doing this, you begin to realize the importance of using money more strategically and consciously. Money, when used wisely, is one of the most powerful tools to transform a person's life. However, many treat it as an end in itself, spending it on things that bring only momentary pleasure. The rich, on the other hand, know that money should be used to buy time and assets that generate more wealth. While some spend their resources on products that soon lose value, those who understand the power of money direct it towards investments, creating a continuous source of income. This is the big difference between those who get rich and those who remain trapped in a cycle of work and consumption. One of the most common mistakes is trading time for money instead of the other way around. People spend years of their lives dedicated to jobs that consume all their time, but they don't think about how to make money work for them. Imagine the following. Instead of using your entire paycheck to pay bills and buy things, you set aside a portion to invest in something that could yield a return in the future, like stocks, real estate, or your own business. This means that while you sleep or spend time with your family, your money is working for you, generating more wealth. The focus here is to learn how to make money work strategically. To do this, it is essential to change your mindset. Start seeing money as a tool, not as something to be spent immediately. Those who can build wealth know that investing in assets is crucial. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Index funds, for example, are an accessible way to start investing with little money. The sooner you understand that money can be multiplied with good choices, the sooner you'll break out of the scarcity cycle. The great secret is that the more you save and invest, the faster your money grows. It's not about completely stopping spending, but rather prioritizing what truly matters. One tip is to establish a financial plan. Set aside a portion for your expenses and another for your investments. This small change in how you use money may seem simple, but it's the key to creating true financial independence. And as you begin to see the fruits of this strategy, everything around you starts to change. But the next step is to understand how the economy itself directly impacts the value of your money, especially in times of inflation. But what is inflation? Inflation is one of the greatest enemies of saved money, and most people do not realize the impact it has on their finances. When the cost of living increases, the value of the money you have sitting in a savings account decreases. This means that what you can buy with $100 today will be worth much less in a few years. Who suffers the most from this? Those who do not understand how the economy works and leave their money stagnant without investing. On the other hand, the rich manage to benefit from this dynamic by investing in assets that outpace inflation, such as stocks and real estate. To understand better, just observe what happens with prices at the supermarket. What you could buy with a $50 bill 10 years ago barely covers a basic purchase today. This is the corrosive effect of inflation. However, those who invest in stocks or a good real estate fund can see their money grow and keep up with or even surpass this loss of purchasing power. Therefore, it makes no sense to keep all your money stagnant. Instead, it is essential to learn how to invest wisely to protect your wealth and, in the process, make money work in your favor. The impact of inflation is especially harsh for those who do not educate themselves financially. While money loses value in savings, the rich continue to increase their assets and income. This happens because they understand that instead of fearing inflation, they should strategically position themselves in the market. One example of this is purchasing real estate. While the value of money falls, the price of properties generally rises, which protects and even increases the wealth of those who invest in this sector. The lesson here is clear. Those who learn to play the money game can turn inflation into an opportunity, not a threat. Ignoring inflation and the economic system is like playing against time and losing. For those who have not yet started investing, the first step is financial education. Today, it is easier than ever to access books, courses, and videos that teach how the market works. Learning to invest is crucial, especially in times of economic crisis when the value of money is even more volatile. That's why investing is not an option. It's a necessity for those who want to protect their money and grow financially. And this necessity becomes even clearer when we analyze how the value of money has changed over the decades. If we look back, especially in the 1970s, we can observe how the value of money has changed drastically over the years. At that time, it was possible to support a family with a single job, and often it wasn't even necessary to have a college degree to have a comfortable life. Today, this reality is completely different. With the rising cost of living and currency devaluation, families need more than one source of income just to maintain the basics. This phenomenon is a direct consequence of how the economic system has been adjusted to benefit some while making life more challenging for others. Back then, a salary was sufficient to cover housing, education, and even leisure, without the need for major sacrifices. However, over time, inflation and changes in economic structures began to erode this purchasing power. This created a need to seek extra income or even to go into debt to maintain the same standard of living. While the rich adjusted their strategies by investing, the middle class and the poor became trapped in a spiral of consumption and debt. This is where financial education becomes vital. The system, in a way, was designed to favor those with knowledge and the ability to adapt. Those who managed to protect themselves and even thrive over time did not do so by luck, but by always staying alert to economic changes and adjusting their strategies. Meanwhile, others, without a good financial education, continued to lose purchasing power. A simple example is the real estate market. Those who bought a house in the 1970s probably saw their wealth increase considerably, while those who kept their money in savings saw its value erode. This economic change over the decades serves as a warning. It is no longer possible to rely solely on a single source of income or to save money without investing. The value of the dollar and many other currencies will continue to change, and if you are not prepared to deal with it, you will end up falling behind. Today, more than ever, it is essential to seek extra sources of income and learn to invest intelligently. The next economic crisis or runaway inflation may be on the way, but those who are prepared will not only survive but will have the opportunity to thrive. Understanding the financial system is the key to not being caught off guard. Understanding how financial systems work is like having the map to the treasure. Without this knowledge, it is very easy to lose money, especially in difficult times. When you understand how the system works, it becomes clear that it is designed to favor those who know how to play the money game. The truth is that if you are not investing, you are losing money. And this cycle only perpetuates while many continue to remain financially uneducated. The good news? This is something that can be changed, as long as you are willing to learn. The economic system may seem complicated, but its essence is quite simple. Those who know how to use money in their favor win. Those who don't, lose. This knowledge allows you to protect yourself from economic fluctuations and find opportunities even in times of crisis. For example, during a recession, many people see their investments drop, but those who understand the system know that it is in these moments that the best buying opportunities arise. If you understand market behavior, you can turn crises into chances for growth. And financial education is the way to achieve that level of understanding. Furthermore, it is important to know that most people lose money not because of a lack of effort, but because of a lack of knowledge. Without understanding concepts like inflation, compound interest, and diversification, many continue to make poor decisions with their money. Look, keeping everything in savings may seem like a safe choice, but in reality, you are letting your money be eroded year after year. Investing in financial knowledge, on the other hand, helps you make smarter investment choices, such as index funds, stocks, or even real estate, which can protect your wealth against currency devaluation. When you begin to unravel the financial system, you realize that the game is not as complicated as it seems. And it is this understanding that allows for true financial freedom. It is not about being an economics expert, but about understanding enough to make informed decisions. With this, you can start to invest consciously, protect yourself from inflation, and profit from it. And the more you understand the system, the clearer it becomes that the best investment you can make is in your own knowledge. This brings us to a crucial point: the importance of continuous financial education. If there is one investment that guarantees returns, it is the investment in education. Most people go through life without understanding how money really works, and this keeps them trapped in a cycle of work, consumption, and debt. However, those who dedicate themselves to learning about finance gain an unparalleled advantage. Financial education opens doors to a world of opportunities and, most importantly, allows you to take control of your destiny. Books like Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki or The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason are great starting points to begin understanding the principles that govern money. Financial education is not something you learn once and for all. It is a continuous process. With every change in the economic landscape, with every new technology that emerges, new opportunities and new risks also arise. Staying updated is essential to continue making smart financial decisions. Those who keep up with the market know, for example, that cryptocurrencies and technology investments are on the rise, but it takes knowledge to identify when the right time to invest is and when to diversify. Knowing where to seek quality information is fundamental, and specialized courses, videos, and podcasts are important resources in this regard. Many believe that they need large sums of money to start investing or that the world of finance is too complicated to understand. But the truth is that with a little dedication and the right tools, anyone can learn. Platforms like Udemy, Coursera, and even YouTube offer affordable courses on finance and investing. Starting to invest in stocks may seem intimidating, but with the right education, you will see that it is just another tool in your arsenal for building wealth. And the more you learn, the more confident you become in your decisions. In the end, investing in education is not just about money, it's about freedom. It's about moving from a position of merely reacting to circumstances to becoming the protagonist of your own story. When you understand how money works, you not only protect yourself against crises but also position yourself to seize the opportunities that arise. And the best part, this is an investment that never loses value. Now that you've learned all this, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue accepting the same conditions, trapped in the survival cycle? Or will you begin to take control of your financial life? The change is in your hands, and it starts with small steps, investing in your own learning, applying what you've learned, and making money work for you instead of being a slave to it. Every choice you make from now on can bring you closer to financial independence or take you further away. So, what will it be? If you really want to change your life, the first step is to keep investing in knowledge. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to live with financial freedom? You can start now by committing to this transformation. And to help you even more in this process, I've left a tool in the comments that will guide you in completely organizing your finances for just $4.99. With it, you can visualize your spending, plan your savings, and save money to invest intelligently. Don't let this opportunity pass. It's a small investment for a big leap toward your freedom. And if you're ready for that, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave in the comments what else you want to learn. This way, you keep receiving content that will help you get out of this survival wheel. Remember, the system may be against you, but knowledge will always be your greatest weapon. Wizard, let's embark on this journey together to create the life you deserve.